Hello everybody, it is Kyra from BodyCandy here. Today we'll be talking about nose ring sizing and how to get the perfect fit. So first off, we want to talk about gauge. So the gauge is your thickness. So sometimes you have to get a thicker or a thinner piercing depending on your anatomy. Then sometimes it's just choice with your aesthetic. I personally like a thicker gauge, but your standard sizing is normally about 20 gauge. My nose ring is, I think, an 18 gauge. I have had it for a while though, so off the top of my head I'm not sure. So a little run through. 22 gauge is about 0.6 of a millimetre, 20 gauge is about 0.8 of a millimetre, 18 gauge is 1 millimetre thick. So moving on to the length of nose piercing jewellery. Average length, say if you're having a stud or a corkscrew, is probably about 6 millimetres. But this varies depending on the thickness of your nostril, so it can range from like 5 millimetres to 7 millimetres. So your most common piercing jewellery are your corkscrew, then your L shape. It's very rare for nose piercings to be pierced with a ring. This is normally to allow for swelling. Some piercers might, like say always, I'm not a professional, but that's what I've been taught. So we've discussed gauge and we've discussed length, diameter. So your diameter is the length between the inside edges of your piercing. That's if you get a hoop. So my hoop here is a little 8 millimetre. I like it to fit more snug on my nose, so I've got quite a small nose. For individuals with slightly larger noses, the sizes can go up to like a centimetre, so 10 millimetres. These are just the most common. So this is the fun bit, picking your nose jewellery. So whether you want to get a plain stud or if you want one with a bit of sparkle, you can get your gems in different sizes too to most flatter your face shape. I'm pretty sure it's 1.5, 2 millimetres and 2.5 millimetres of different size gems that you can get on them. Again, this is preference or kind of suiting your anatomy. Now on to troubleshooting. When you first get your nose pierced, they might have a little extra length on them, like I said earlier, to allow for swelling. After that initial period and when you want to change it, if your piercing's too long, maybe reevaluate the length that you're buying. Sometimes if you have a corkscrew nose piercing, you might be able to see the little bit coming out the bottom. I know I did when I got mine pierced, but I had no intention of keeping a corkscrew in after it was healed anyway, so it didn't bother me. However, if you like that look of just like a little stud, maybe consider changing to a bone shape once it's healed. If you don't like the bone shape, maybe try a corkscrew with a less pronounced curve. If your nose ring doesn't seem to fit right, maybe it's setting a little bit too high, suggest going to your piercer. They will more than likely measure your nose and give you a professionally custom fit nose ring. Another easy fix, if you think it's too high up, try a larger nose ring. If it sticks out too far, you maybe just want to go and get a custom one crafted. So that's all from me today. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Kyra and I'll see you on the next one.